Look, I don't want to defend the Young Turks because the Young Turks to me is clownish in so many ways with their pathetic coverage of Russiagate, of any foreign war, of Julian Assange, of the coup in Venezuela. But at the same time, they've had you on when your book came out.
I don't care if they, I mean, that's nice of them, but I don't care. Don't have me on anymore because I want to tell the truth.
Okay,
I got the gray zone.
But the point is, they invited you on to speak, to tell your truth, and they weren't stepping forward to try to cancel you. So, like, what I'm saying is, you were just saying that every time we step forward and say something, they emerge. I don't think that's quite true. I think
they're not attacking maybe us personally, but they're making a case that undercuts everything we're saying, which is just based on facts and history and the journalism we do. They're just coming in and undercutting it and claiming that they're on the left. Honestly, I have more respect for like Democratic operatives who go on and out and run these like grim campaigns with Super Bowl ads against Republicans than I do for a bunch of synthetic left pundits who claim that they're socialists and wear socialist on their sleeve while they're attacking all of the targets of U.S. empire left and right. Like and sheepdogging for the Democratic Party. They're worse because they're insidious. And I just don't care anymore. I feel mortality. I feel maybe this is my midlife crisis. I don't have that much time here, and we need to tell the truth. We need to save people. We need to educate people. And so we need to tell them who the charlatans are and who the liars are, who have been undercutting us nonstop. And we finally had an opportunity to do that in this moment. So I'm not going to hold back anymore. And Anya never held back. Anya, in what year was it? 2017 when AOC came into Congress with Danny, you all did a piece on RT. Our AOC is a progressive fraud. And at the time I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be true, but aren't you saying that a little too early?
I just, when she sold out the Palestinians, that just said it all for me. But then also she did like a fake protest against Nancy Pelosi. Her first time that she was sworn in, she did this same thing where she claimed she got a ton of attention for protesting Nancy Pelosi, but then she was actually standing outside of Nancy Pelosi's office saying that Nancy Pelosi comes from a grassroots background and she has so much respect for Nancy Pelosi, so she's encouraging Nancy Pelosi. I mean, it was just complete bogus. So yeah, I had Danny on to talk about why we kind of saw at that point that AOC, and I'm so glad that Danny just now also brought up, and I'm sure he did back when we talked then, this like Obamification of AOC, and Obama's role was to pull people into the Democratic Party who'd been lost and believed in something more left wing, and I see AOC just, that is her role. That is what she exists to do. That's what the squad exists to do. That's why they tweet out their little picture of their like little diverse clique and then go and vote for Nancy Pelosi. It's for people who are going to fall for some sort of propaganda without any action whatsoever behind it. And the fight for Medicare for all, I expected it under Obama. Like, Obama was elected with that mandate. He had control of the House and Senate and could have passed Medicare for all, and he didn't. And it's because the corporate Democratic Party never will, doesn't want to do it. And the same thing will happen now with Biden. There will be an excuse. Like, I just don't believe in this. We have to keep fighting. It's going to come. And like, we have to keep her on our side, because they're not going to do it. I mean, it gets back to the question that Danny brought up earlier. Is it possible in this system? And if not, Danny, what do we do? Because I mean, maybe we should be storming the Capitol.
Well, to me, the squad, whether the squad does something good or not, nothing really matters unless there's a mass movement. And there isn't one yet. There isn't this huge organized left yet. And I
think they have the chance to spark that if they actually took action and started standing up to Pelosi. And I mean, like, if they were behaving like Trump did and said, like, come to the Capitol, do this, we need Medicare for all, there are people dying, it would piss Nancy Pelosi off, but it would spur that kind of movement.
And they should be encouraged.
They don't want to do that.
They should be encouraged to do that, but I just don't think it stops and starts with them. Organizing can happen outside of
this Obama model of politics needs to be obliterated, and that's what they represent. That's what, and so this is one thing that needs to be done. We can talk about other things that need to be done, but this diversity washing of a pro-corporate, pro-Wall Street, pro-war, pro-austerity party with this small group of people whose only importance to that party and the power brokers who control their ambitions and their future is that they play an outsized role in washing the reality of the Democratic Party and misleading so many young people who would otherwise be with us and would otherwise go out and defend people in the streets who don't have healthcare, who are being thrown out of their homes. And so it's just delaying progress and crushing dissent with that Obama model. And that's why they need the focus that they get.
And they're
where
literally
here?
paid almost
where
like 200 grand a year to do that job. Like they are sent there to do this and nothing else. So I don't really have any sympathy for them. Like they need to be drilled and pushed and attacked as much as possible. Like they are living they live a very nice lifestyle. This is their job. And it's a matter of life and death for millions of people who don't have the luxury of like debating it the way that we do. But I think what was demonstrated today is that it's really unfortunate that it's these crazy right wingers who are taking the storm of the people's house, the Congress. I saw a lot of people,
storming the Bastille.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of Congress people and of the commenters I saw on C-SPAN were just shocked that something like this could ever happen, that that average people or people that weren't in government could storm this Capitol building. This is something we could have never imagined. Well, I think this is honestly just the beginning. And if the right can do it, imagine if there was actually a movement for something with concrete demands like healthcare or I mean, that's what I think right now we need is some sort of occupation of the Capitol. And that's how I would see like something such as force the vote being more successful, is if people were able to move in massive amounts and claim that space. I mean, it's insane to watch these images of people sitting in Nancy Pelosi's desk or standing at the speaker's chair in the House of Representatives, standing in the Capitol, these powerful places. It was a startling image, and I think it's valuable for the people of this country to see that something like that can even happen here.